National Assembly Joint Committee on Land Transportation has again called on the Chinese contractor handling the Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Rail project to seek work so as to deliver the rail project to Nigerians in good time. This was after the Joint Committee inspected the progress of the work on the project. India completes the report.
Since the release of the counterpart funding by the federal government of Nigeria to the China Exim Bank and its flag-off in February 2017, the Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Rail project has received serious follow-up by the various organs of government. This time, it is the Land Transport Joint Committee from the Upper Legislative Chamber, Senate, and the House of Representatives. For them, the agenda of the federal government towards connecting the 6 geopolitical zones through a modern rail transport system must be backed up with the right policy, framework, and oversight, hence the need for the inspection.
The agreement had already been signed. If you know, this is a partnership between Nigeria and the Chinese government. 15% counterpart funding has been provided by the federal government. The Chinese are coming up by way of loan with the other 85, and so far so good, it is working.
So as far as this committee is concerned, we have seen so far the level of work, but we have to sit down with the consultants so about this project to assure us when are they going to complete this project.
Managing Director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Engineer Fidet Okiria, and the project coordinator assures the legislators of strict compliance to standard and specification as well as prompt delivery.
We went to Ibadan last time and we were able to go from Ibadan to Abeokuta on the right of way, which means some work has been done. And 2 months, it could be ready for track lane. And as a track lane, because once you remove the obstacle, make the formation, track lane in a matter of time.
While the federal government awaits the completion of the Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Rail project, an additional counterpart funding has also been released for the Ibadan-Kano Standard Gauge Rail project in Lagos, India. NTA News.
The need for youth to acquire skills that will make them entrepreneurs and creators of jobs rather than job seekers was a primary focus as stakeholders converged to discuss the way out of unemployment in Nigeria. Thomas Obetere reports that this was in preparation for the World Youth Skills Day coming up on the 15th of this month. His reports.
Unemployment, no doubt, is a global challenge, and the most affected are the youths. This is why it is necessary for stakeholders to come together at regular intervals to discuss modalities and ways out of the menace. This is one of the reasons why the United Nations Information Center, in collaboration with the civil society groups, organized a mentoring and leadership training for school children in Lagos State geared towards preparing them on career choices, training them on how to make money even as students, as well as how to turn their waste into wealth and other useful materials. The representative of the director of the United Nations Information Center, Bonale Olumeko, said, "It is not enough to be a graduate, but necessary to acquire skills that will make one employable, independent, and a successful entrepreneur."
We want them to actually do more in terms of their skills, to empower themselves more, take interest in entrepreneurship, and not just wait on white-collar jobs that are not just there now. And in the speech that I read, you can see the horrendous number, those statistics of unemployed youth. And we know what's happening with all our young people today. So if we are able to gather here and make impact on those young people to say, look, what do? You like to do hairdressing. No, learn it more and then make money from it.
Other stakeholders and school children who benefited from the training also speak on how beneficial the training was to them.
Now, it will go a long way to change their lives. Most of them will get back to their schools and the students will be happy to see them performing.
There must be other sources of income, and perhaps after the education, they can't get a job. They would already have had a source of income.
The sanguines are the life wire of any occasion, so they are the ones that come in with a very big smile, always influencing people and always finding their person from people's accolades and people's reception of them.
introduce to them how they can turn their immediate household waste into beautiful things, like turning tires that they see in their schools and around the compound. They can turn them into beautiful pieces like I don't know if you saw the table, the central table there. They can turn into footstool, coffee tables. They can even turn their plastic bottles, come to their own standard, into pencil cases.
It will help us to develop and help ourselves so that our generation that is coming will not suffer.
But when your goal is to help people, when your goal is to make a different impact on the world and your society, you find out that you have more zeal, and then money comes as an extra profit, and then you can be very, very successful at what you do.
The goal of commemorating the 2018 World Youth Skill Day with the theme Improving the Image of Technical and Vocational Education and Training is to create awareness on the importance of skills development as well as a vital component for success and assessing limited opportunities for the youths. In Lagos, Thomas Obetere, NTA News.
NTA Lagos Channel 10 News continues after this timeout. Do stay with us.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Glad to know you're still there. It's now time to join Damilola Aleje for entertainment news. So what do you have for us, Damilola?
A lot of great stuff. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Thank you. Hello there. You are welcome to the entertainment news. My name is Damilola Aleje, and I have a lot of interesting news for you. Toke Makinwa is looking for a new boo. Wizkid finally meets Drake. Juliet Mburuke is talking about her divorce with her husband. Everybody is fighting themselves on social media. And social media is where you can find anything that is anything now in Nigeria and the world in total. So it's time for us to go check what is trending in the world of entertainment. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere.